Hi Gemini, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into my little plant den here. We're keeping it warm, we're keeping it cozy. Today's reading is going to be for May 13th to May 19th. So don't forget, if this video resonates with you, go like and subscribe and all the things. That way you don't miss updates from me. And as always, drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. And we're going to get into it here. I'm just going to do an intuitive channeling, free flow here. We're going to get into your oracle cards and then we're going to look into those oracle energies with tarot. So what's going on for our Geminis this week? You okay, Milo? Hi, you okay? I don't see anything. Neighbor's dog might be out. Or the neighborhood bird is taunting him through the window. Okay. So you already have time to go, so it's like you're separating from something. Separating, I don't know why I said it like that, but it's like you're separating from something here, time to go. It's like, it's like the completion of a cycle. Anytime this card comes up, we are closing the door to something that we are completing. So this is something that you are on your way out the door with. We're also calling, not really calling into question your commitment, but it's almost like Spirit's asking you for your commitment towards something. Is this either a commitment to yourself or a commitment to the next project? Whatever it is that you close the door on, you closed it for a reason, and that's because it is time for it to end. It's time to move on, right? So we're going to dive into each of these energies, but Spirit wants to talk about whatever you are closing the door on, and then this commitment that you're making either to yourself or to whatever your next steps are. You also have Drum, Dream and Journey. So this is almost dreaming of something better for yourself. This is it's something about expanding. So it's almost like there have been limitations, or because of the way that you've felt or thought about your life, like there's been, or even the situation before has offered more limitations than you would have liked. And now you have an opportunity to dream more for yourself and try to figure out which way to move forward. I'm getting there are possible ways to move forward. I'm getting like 2 or 3 options for some of you as to how you want to move forward or in what way. So let's get into your tarot and dive into these energies. Let's see what is going on here. Whoa, we got a lot of them. Wow, there's a lot of fire in your time to go. Some of you could be burning bridges and say, absolutely not. I feel like for a lot of you, this chapter that you're closing with the 3 of Wands, it's almost like it set the foundation. So there's something energetically that happened. It's either like a physical or energetic thing. Sometimes things need to happen in order to make us realize things, in order to teach us things. But there's something about laying the foundation. Or some of you could have I don't know. I'm always going to think in terms of career, but like the image that's coming to mind is somebody who kind of had like a starter job or something and used it to gain experience and is now closing the door on that and stepping away from it to go into something better. You also have the Ace of Wands. So this is a new adventure that you're asking, are you being called to do? The Ace of Wands is about having this new idea, new inspiration, new spark. It's a new something that you're excited about, but it will require restructuring. And this is something that you've already been working on because you also have the Tower. Now, I don't think the Tower is all doom and gloom. This is literally just something that, your whole life was revolved in. This could have been a job, this could have been a relationship, but something had existed and now you have to move around. I'm not going to say your whole life, it's a little dramatic, but you have to move around a lot of energy in your life to accommodate a new way of life. There's a lot of this. Changing this one thing is almost changing the core of reality as you knew it. Maybe not at the core, but there's a lot of like moving parts here. But this does remind me of somebody who spent a lot of energy or time in a job and then now they don't have that job anymore and they're going into a different job. You know what I mean? So like their day to day, like the core of them obviously hasn't changed, but the nature of their day has drastically changed. Or it's like if you spent a very long time in a relationship with a person and you're like you just had a lot of energy invested in the relationship, and then all of a sudden you don't have it anymore. There's like a whole new element, like all these other different elements can be introduced to your life. I'm getting something before that felt limiting, that, or even some, like a situation, this could have been also like a situation that you've grown in, that you are now, you've grown out of. Okay, this could be a situation that you've grown out of. Like, it was exciting at the time. Maybe it was an Ace of Wands adventure for you, but then you were like, okay, well, after a certain amount of time, you're like, okay, well, I've learned or done everything that I could with this. Okay, and then now it's time to move on. You actually have a lot of cards. Like, Spirit keeps trying to like pop out quite a few cards for you. So I might entertain them and pull a few more tarot. But we talked about time to go. Now let's talk about this commitment. So let's talk about committing to yourself, committing to your value, committing to your worth. This is also moving forward and like maybe asking for your commitment in something else. I really am getting like job partnership stuff. I do want to feel into this energy a little bit more, just to see where it goes. But let's see what the tarot says first. So you have the Sire of Swords. This is akin to the King of Swords in the traditional tarot, and especially in terms of commitment, it's almost like you need to be smart about things. I'm hearing like, so something about like where you went. So the journey that you've taken before, the places that you went, the types of energies you were indulging in, saying yes to. Of course, you maybe felt like you had to, but I feel like it was from a state of lack with the Five of Pentacles. And this is like actually at the core of your reading. I think this is the energy that's changing for you, is this feeling of lack. This could be a feeling of lack of abundant, like in an emotional nature, in a financial nature. But usually this is finances because of the material, but this is feeling a lack in the material world of some kind. It's like, oh, well, I feel very lonely, or, oh, like I don't have like enough finances, or I don't really have the money to do the things that I want to do. And it's almost like your commitment to your greater value, to your greater worth. It's a commitment to whatever you want your next stage to look like. Because I do feel like you have some type of idea, because you know obviously something's not working for you anymore, and that there's nowhere to go but up. It's like you're not giving the universe a choice. It's like, I deserve better, I demand better. And that's time to go is a very distinct decision. Usually when this card does come up, some of you could be approaching like the deadline to a project, but I do feel like for a lot of you it is a very distinct, like, I made the decision to quit. I made the decision to leave. I am breaking this because like I could have stayed in it longer, or maybe some of you have chosen to stay in it longer, but you're stepping away. Like, absolutely not, right? You also have the Nine of Wands under commitment. So you've been guarded. It's almost like you've been holding your cards close. There is a sense of fear here. It's like stemming from fear. I keep hearing the word fear with this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about being cautious and keeping it close, especially when this feeling of lack, it's almost like you're not being 100% honest because, okay, I'm just going to use the job example again, but it's almost like you're not being 100% honest with like a future or potential employer, because you're like, okay, well, I need a job, I need something now. So, I'm going to lie about my long-term goals. And, we might not be 100% a fit, but for now, like, I will make it fit. So Spirit is asking for a greater commitment to yourself. This works with a relationship too, or any type of project that you're encountering, just because, before you've held back some authentic parts of yourself. You weren't like either 100% honest, or you've kind of like, I'm hearing something about like other things stealing your attention, your time, your focus, your energy. So getting grounded in these next few steps to engage with this commitment more is going to be important. So getting grounded in yourself so that you can understand how you feel. I always say that, like, especially now that we're in Taurus season, this is an amazing time to get grounded in our environment, or in like our physical touch and our senses. And the reason why when we do psychic work, when we tune into the intuition, the reason why we get grounded is because we are becoming more in tune with our bodies, and that's how intuition speaks to us, is through our bodies. So I often find that sometimes when I'm trying to listen with my clairaudience and I'm breathing in deeply, it is only at the deepest breath that I feel it all the way in my belly that Spirit comes through stronger, because I'm not so focused on being up here space, kind of like looking out here for answers type of thing. Like, it's looking within, because I am literally turning my awareness to my body, because my intuition, your intuition is constantly speaking to you. My intuition is constantly speaking to me. So that being said, That's what we're talking about with a little bit of commitment here. So this is telling me, this is giving me like some type of past information. There could be an energy that you're working through now of a feeling of lack, and maybe because of that feeling of lack, you are holding back on what it is that you truly want. I do find in some situations, like, we obviously have to balance spirituality and practicality. So if this is something like a career of some sort, and you're like, gosh, like, I can't just have my bills not paid just because I'm holding out for something, like, it's almost like, needing something in the interim or whatever. So there is a balance to be struck with that, but there's also an understanding of spirits, like, we just need you to know your worth, and we need you to understand and fight for it. And that alone, if you fight for it and then don't stop fighting for it, you can still take something in the meantime that's not giving up. You can still do something else until you are ready or until you find the right opportunity for you. This is not... It's like a give and take, like it's like a compromise type of thing, but in compromising and working in the physical, you're not compromising yourself so long as you keep fighting for yourself. Does that make sense? So that being said, you have dream and journey. So this is coming up with new paths. I'm hearing like marking the start of a new tradition for yourself. So this could be something like, I don't know if this is like a specific holiday you're like marking the tradition of, or if you're entering a new field in which it's going to have to be like, this could be like a creative entrepreneur type of thing where it's like you get into the habit of waking up every morning to brainstorm new ideas, and that might be different than a job you've had previously. Or, when it comes to a relationship, maybe you're entering the dating world, or you're doing some online apps or something, and, you're just having like a specific time of day where you check it. I am getting something about scheduling here and like letting like those ideas, having a specific time frame to let those ideas come in. And I'm getting, for a lot of you, 5 to 10 minutes works wonders. If you just find 5 to 10 minutes, I usually set a timer on my phone for 10 minutes. If I can find longer, I do that. But just sitting and letting ideas come to you, because the page is forever learning. Page is a forever student. And Page allows thoughts and ideas to transform him, to open his eyes up to new paths. Okay, and then through this brainstorming, through this sitting in your power, sitting in the silence, or just kind of like whatever it is that you're trying to do, because I get, for some of you, this is just a yoga practice. For some of you, this is like sitting down and journaling. For some of you, it's meditation. For some of you, it's a yoga practice. For some of you, it's just taking time to work on, like, or get into some type of brainstorming session with yourself, however you do that, because I feel like it's different for a lot of people. Like, sometimes you have to be, like, some people have to be moving around a little bit. I'm getting somebody who's like moving around and doing something mundane, like dishes, or like, they're in the shower, or like they're allotting like extra time in these activities, or they're spreading it out or something, because that's when their ideas come to them, and they're just understanding that and playing into that. They're feeding it maybe a few more extra minutes of their time. It might be a little, I don't know. I just see somebody like moving around and doing something, or maybe like with like plants or something, like just watering your plants. I don't know. There's something about moving around, and that's helping ideas come to you. For some of you, it's sitting still, so take it how it resonates. But it's however you get in your zone to have ideas come to you, right? You also have Page of Cups and the Sun. So this is what I meant by multiple cards wanting to come out for you at the same time. So you have another page in the stream and journey, and I might be talking to a crowd that doesn't 100% know what they want, and if they do know what they want, they don't know the form that it takes in this lifetime. So it's understanding the path that you want to take, but it's almost like I'm having trouble dreaming of like the specific goals in mind. Things that actually speak to your soul, that matter to you. You obviously have some things that you feel should matter. You have some things that you would like to cater to, but you don't really like fussing about those details. But it's mainly just figuring out what speaks to the heart, because the Cups is about emotional fulfillment. It's about intuition. And this is almost like taking a deep dive in, how can I nurture myself moving forward so that it can support these new dreams that I want for myself, right? And then the Sun offers a sense of optimism with this. So I do see things overall getting better. I do feel like the Sun touches almost every card in this reading, because it is kind of like the odd one out. This was the last card that kind of popped out. So I do think that the take-home message is meant to be the Sun. So the Sun being just, in general, for whatever reason, the word miracles is coming to mind. And I don't know, like this wish fulfillment thing, like the star and the commitment card. There's just something coming up about, like, so long as you keep looking, if you keep working on it, if you keep trying to find it, if you keep moving ahead. Some of you already have a path set. If you keep moving ahead, it offers a sense of abundance and optimism. I'm getting for some of you, if this is like a career change, or like even if you're transitioning out of like a relationship, I don't know, but it's, if you're, whatever you're transitioning out of offers a little bit more leisure time. So that's interesting. Where it's almost like in that leisure time, there's more peace of mind than you've had before. So that being said, I do want to pull some angel cards and see what else we have going on for you, and then we'll get into your angel dice. What other messages do we have for our Gemini collective? Whoa, okay. See, I don't know. Spirit just wants like a lot of cards coming out for you. Usually I only get like jumpers. I get jumpers and they're only one at a time. This one was very clearly jumpers and you got two flipping at the same time. But you have forgiveness and understanding. You have forgiveness and understanding and yes. So this is saying yes to more opportunities and maybe allowing some flexibility here when the opportunities come to you. Just, that's so interesting. I'm hearing like, I understand. Being flexible, needing to adapt. I'm feeling some of that energy at play here as well. Like understanding that you need to be flexible. Offering forgiveness to yourself for saying yes to some of the opportunities that didn't work out. Or even some of the challenges or the feeling of lack. There's some type of understanding that you need to give to yourself. And there's an understanding given to the world because it's almost like when you recognize your worth, sometimes the reality has trouble matching it or it takes time in order for things to move around to make you feel abundant in return. Because it's like, I feel abundant and I know I'm worthy of abundance. So why isn't everything else around me abundant? And I do think abundance is a state of mind. But I am getting Spirit saying like, you know, clear your mind a little bit more in this cycle. Clear your mind. You know, because there is kind of these thought swirling energies again of lack of, you know, maybe you're pinning the blame on other people or maybe other people are like, there are other situations or energies that you kind of want to like, I don't want to say like just point blank, like maybe make the villain or something like, it's almost like, oh, they did wrong unto me. And, you know, I know my worth, blah, 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 but try not to hold on to those things. Because if you hang on to those things and don't offer forgiveness and understanding, it's going to be hard to say yes to opportunities that can actually bring you a lot of abundance and joy. Okay, I'm going to roll some dice for you, Gemini. See if we got anything else going on. We have 591. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, as always. And I always read these messages twice. Your life experiences are powerful teachers to the world. Your angels are encouraging you to stay focused on bringing your best to the world. And I feel like, again, that echoes the sun, shining light. So, like, the sun shines outside of me, the sun shines inside of me. And it's all, like, in the mentality type of thing, right? But I do feel like your mentality will attract better things. Things that are more aligned with you. One more time, your life experiences are powerful teachers to the world. Your angels are encouraging you to stay focused on bringing your best to the world. That being said, Gemini, I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for being in this space with me. Let's see, I talked about the like and subscribe if it resonated. And also, I'm teaching tarot on my Instagram, so go check that out if you're interested. It's linked down below. If you want a personal reading from me, it's at amandanardozy.com, also in the description box. And I post weeklies here, collectives in between, and do astrology videos. So we did just recently have the new moon in Taurus that you could check out if you would like. And other than that, I think that's everything. So I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.